The common saying is to write what you know. And since I seem to be the only person who has spent hundreds of hours examining the secret lore of the Star Wars Life Day special, I suppose it is my duty to enlighten everyone else about it with this video that I wrote. What? A lot of people don't give this movie enough credit. It is certainly the black sheep of the Star Wars film franchise, if said black sheep was hideously deformed beyond recognition as a sheep. But pushing past all those layers of malformed tissue lies a truly moving and grandiose tale. Roughly halfway through the special, it is revealed that the amiable adolescent Wookiee known as Lumpy is in the possession of a stuffed bantha, reminiscent of the Tatooine native beasts of burden. Roughly a third into the film, an Imperial Navy trooper begins ransacking Lumpy's room in an attempt to uncover any evidence of rebel entanglements. The trooper's reaction to the stuffed bantha is a most peculiar one. He becomes visibly much angrier upon noticing it, and viciously tears it open, seemingly disappointed when he realizes that it is empty, implying this trooper expected to find something of value inside Lumpy's stuffed bantha. But why would this be the case? Some minutes later, Lumpy discovers his sundered room and has a most lamenting reaction to the bantha being in pieces, like it's what he valued most. So why would two very different characters react in such extreme measures to the stuffed bantha? Wookieepedia proved little help in this particular regard, but I think I may have deduced the reason thanks to some clues offered on the aforementioned website. According to the canon, quote, the Tusken Raiders of Tatooine tamed and domesticated banthas, and they shared a close, almost mystical bond. Every boy had a male bantha, and every girl had a female one. When Sand People married, their banthas also mated, and should its rider die, their bantha usually perished shortly after. If a bantha died before its rider, its remains were placed in a large graveyard, which was treated with great respect by Tuskens and other banthas. Tuskens never harmed or ate banthas. Tuskens could also ride their banthas into battle. End quote. It seems to me that the banthas are sacred creatures to Sand People, with even the milk they produce being readily consumed. Now, here's where it gets truly interesting. As seen in A New Hope, regular people consume blue milk as well, implying a far-reaching dependency on the creatures. Now, the case could be made that Luke and his relatives only consume blue milk out of convenience due to their close proximity. However, this is just not the case. In the opening to Rogue One, which takes place on the planet Lamu, the Urso family is shown to be in possession of blue milk, despite banthas not being indigenous to Lamu, and Lamu being fairly far away from Tatooine, indicating that they went to great lengths just to sample the liquid. Blue milk is even seen in the animated series Star Wars Rebels in a high quantity of plastic jugs on the planet Lothal. And yes, I did check the wiki, these are all the same milk, all produced by banthas. From this we can gather that most civilized species place high value on blue milk, including people like Lando Calrissian, who has little ties to the planet it originates from. Based on all these facts, we can conclude that the bantha is not only held sacred by Sand People, but by most of the civilized galaxy. Where does this lead? Well, an incredibly common insult and expletive in the Star Wars universe is Bantha Poodoo, or just Poodoo, which means Bantha fodder in Huttese, the native language of the Hutts species. Contrary to popular belief, this expression is not in reference to fecal matter, but rather to food consumed by banthas. Now, in real life, cows are fed various feeds to provide the necessary nutritional compounds needed to produce the milk, and it is safe to assume the same is true for banthas. Bantha Poodoo in this case, leading to the production of blue milk, the most cherished beverage in the galaxy. And who first gets called Bantha fodder in the Star Wars series? Han Solo. After all, if Han is comparable to what leads to the creation of blue milk, the beverage that sustains the galaxy, Han, is then by extension the lifeblood of the galaxy's collective species, saving Wookiees from the spice mines of Kessel, sustaining their lives in a purely physical sense, the same way a Bantha sustains Wookiees in a metaphysical sense with its blue milk. The Navy trooper was obviously hoping to find said milk inside the stuffed Bantha, his greed clouding his mind to the point where he didn't realize that Bantha was merely symbolic. And who comes to save Lumpy and his family? That's right, Han Solo.
I feel the same way about you too, pal, and your family.
Proving his position as a hero on the same scale as the Bantha.
So it's a long walk. A little exercise never hurt anybody.
Oh, and remember how I pointed out that Lando was fond of the drink? That was important, because you see, Lando must have surely realized, like Jabba, that Han was the living embodiment of the Banthas holding the galaxy together, leading him to oversee the truest testament to the smuggler's heroic impact.